Good morning. Guys, MATH1170, fall 2017. Really important video. These announcements that I'm going to make are things that if we were teaching if I was teaching face to face, that I would announce multiple times at our in-class sessions, but due to the nature of our class, I have to do it this way. Extremely important. Man, I tell you what, if there's nothing else you do, make sure you watch this video because I think I am extremely uh, uh, compassionate to my students who struggle learning mathematics. I am not at all uh, patient with people who don't just follow simple rules. I'm just not. And if I get evidence that you haven't watched this video and if you have problems with linear programming or exponential functions, hey, I'm here for you. But if you don't follow the simple instructions, I do get frustrated very easily. But speaking of, all right, there's three things I really want to cover in this video. The very first thing I want to talk about is the midterm progress report. Now, I am required by the administration to turn in a progress report for you guys, and I think I have to turn it in. I think it has to be submitted maybe by this Friday. Anyway, long story short, it has to be submitted before you take your midterm exam. And I'd really, in an ideal world, I would rather for you to take your midterm exam first, and then I submit the report afterwards. But that's not the way it falls. So anyway, what I will do is I will submit the midterm progress report solely based on your MyMathLab grades. Now, are they a good indication of how you're doing in the class? Yeah, they're okay. Yeah, but essentially this kind of stuff is, excuse me, created to help you succeed on the midterm. Midterm, I think, is 35%, or maybe I think it's 35% of your final grade. So, it's worth a lot more than the MyMathLab assignments so far. So anyway, I'm doing the best I can. I will submit that. As long as you're watching the videos and doing, say around at least about a C average on, about a 70 or higher on the MyMathLab, then you're not going to get a progress. Well, you're going to get a satisfactory progress report. You'll get an unsatisfactory progress report if you're just screwing around. And some of you are, and some of you are doing great. So just depends. Second thing, let's talk about the midterm. Midterm is coming up. In fact, the midterm is next Wednesday, not in 2 days. I am putting this video up on Monday, October the 2nd. So next Wednesday means 9 days ahead. Well, shoot. Something happened. I don't know what happened, guys. Well, that was fun. Don't you love technology when it works well? Let's see if we can get that a little bit. I know it's Monday morning, but Jiminy. Okay. I have no idea what happened there. So where was I? Midterm exam next Wednesday. I think that is October 11th. Now, let me make sure. I don't want any misunderstandings. Yeah. Now, guys, what happens in the midterm exam? And I explained all this in the introductory video, but I know it's been about 6 or 7, even 8 weeks since you've watched that. What you do is you send an email to me at ddarbro@shawnee.edu, and you give me a 2-hour time block, during which time you want to take your exam. Now, you can come to campus and take it if you want, or you can take it at home. It's unproctored. You're being, it's on the honesty policy. And actually, guys, we have little triggers. We have cues for things that we look for. So you know, just be honest. Just do your best and submit it during a 2-hour time block. Now you can start. Again, you got 24 hours, but you only get 2 hours time block to take your exam. So, for example, let's say you look at your schedule and you think, well, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. is the time I want to take my exam. You're going to send an email to me, and you're going to say, hey, Dr. D, Dr. Darber, whatever you call me, Doug, I want to take my exam from 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. At 3 p.m. and not a second before, your exam will become available on my math lab. So just log on about 5 minutes before 3. You know, again, if that's your chosen time block, at 3 o'clock prompt, your exam will come up. Okay, and I'll show you how to access your exam in just a second. You do it differently than your homework assignments. So again, you get 2 hours. You can start as you could start Wednesday at technically 12:01 a.m., in which case you'd have to be done at 2:01 a.m., or you could start at let's see, 9:59 p.m., in which case your exam would be due at 11:59 p.m. So guys, again, you got 24 hours on October 11th. Now, what if you forget? Well, if you forget, you're not making it up. Not unless you're in the hospital, you got a doctor's excuse, something like that. What will happen if you miss this, then you will have to use your final exam in place of the midterm. And guys, I tell you, I've been teaching 1170 for a long time. It is very, very, very rare that a student scores higher on the final exam than they do the midterm, because there's just more material, and there's just a lot going on in the second half of the class. So no makeups, not unless there's a doctor's excuse or something, you know, university excused absence. Okay, so 2-hour time block. If you have any questions, just send me an email. But anyway, you need to have this email to me by October the 10th. So by, say, 10, 11 o'clock or so on October the 10th, I want you to send me the email and let me know the 2-hour time block on October 11th that you want to take your exam. Guys, the third thing are the study guides. And the study guides are a little complicated. Now, let's go into, let's get out of here and go into my math lab, okay? Now, notice you got a couple things going on here. If you go to the homework tab, you're going to have assignment number 7, which is your midterm study guide. Now, what I've done here is I've gone through and selected problems very similar to problems that you'll have on your midterm exam. Now, you know, we've covered a lot of material. We go all the way back to linear functions and exponential logarithmic functions and matrices and systems, and we've covered a lot. So I've also put up a study guide under quizzes and tests, which is your midterm exam study guide for practice only. Now, what I've done here, just in case that you're studying and there's problems that you forgot how to do, instead of going back to your other assignments, I put up a video where I work a lot of problems in a test kind of situation. So if you go to your Blackboard site, MATH1170, go to Content, and go to week 7, October 2nd, you will see that I have uploaded a video, Midterm Exam Study Guide Solutions. So if you click this, just like all the others, let me mute this, I don't want to hear myself. What it will do is it will, it'll tell you some things, but it'll eventually go to, well, if it quit jumping around, it would really help. It'll eventually go to that, there it is. And what I do is I go through all of these problems in the midterm study guide, which is for practice only. You don't get credit for this. I go through and work these in kind of in a review fashion. But the only midterm study guide that you're going to get graded on is under homework. And that is assignment number 7. This is for credit. This is not for credit. That big old capital NOT for credit should kind of cue you in. Okay? So guys, I'm doing this because those students are just so different. Some students need more practice at this point than others, and I want to provide opportunity to work all these problems, and then I want to give you an opportunity to submit them for a grade again in order to prepare you for the midterm exam. So guys, I hope all this is clear. Again. Midterm progress report, it's going to be based solely on assignments 1 through 6. The midterm study guide will not be included because it's not due by the time I have to submit this midterm progress report. Your midterm exam is taken anywhere you want to take it. Maybe you're in Mexico hanging out on the beach. Well, good for you. But you better give me 2 hours on October the 11th to take your exam. You determine this 2-hour time block. Again, it could start at 12:01 a.m., but you must be done by 11:59 p.m. on October the 11th. And guys, you only get 2 hours, okay? And the study guides, remember, there's 2 of them. There's one for credit, and there's one not for credit. Now, one more thing. The for credit is set up as a homework. The not for credit is set up as a test. Now, I wanted you to run through this as a test because, homework, you get to work the problems infinitely many times as you want, as many times as time will allow. The test, you only get one attempt per problem. So if I get an email on you're taking the test and you're like, why didn't I get more than one attempt? I'm going to lose my mind because I'm telling you that. In a test situation, you only get one attempt per question, okay? So when you go to my math lab, what determines that? Well, it determines where you go. If you access it through the homework tab, then this midterm study guide that you're getting credit. You can work those problems over and over and over. When you go to quizzes and tests, and you're accessing something like this, it will have a green. I think it's a green. Let me see. Yeah, the green indicates that it's a test. The format is different. The format here, you only get one attempt. And here in just about a week, you're going to see a second thing here, second test that will be your midterm exam. So guys, I hope it's clear. If it's not clear, do not hesitate to contact me, and I'll try to make it even clearer. So guys, I hope you're all having a great week. Study hard. Let's get this, as I said earlier, final exams are usually lower scores than the midterm, so the midterm is going to be an awesome opportunity for you to, kick tail, study hard, and get a really good score. So it'll kind of give you a little bit of flexibility on the final exam. The final exam's a lot harder. So guys, let's kick this midterm in the tail and get some really high scores. Guys, that's all I got. Take care.